You're Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Oh man, this suit's incredible! If you ever need another butt kicking, just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So I just came from watching Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's a new animated series on Disney Plus from Marvel, obviously. I'm going to be reviewing the first 2 episodes that I just watched. Just my first impression of the show. First thing that I liked with this show, let's just start with the positives. There is some comic book editing. You notice that when you're watching the whole show, there's a way the whole thing is edited and it comes off like a comic book. So I really liked that. I'm assuming this is some sort of like alternate universe, because in this alternate universe there is a younger Aunt May and they don't know who Doctor Strange is. They do recognize Iron Man. You can definitely see, like in this clip, Aunt May and Spider-Man are in a car and there's a figurine. There's also a place where Peter Parker is walking and he's in a hall and he sees the picture of Captain America. So Cap and Iron Man are recognized, but Doctor Strange is not recognized.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh my gosh, some kind of magical wizard guy?
However, something very odd happens in episode 1. If you have not watched this, might be a good idea to go watch this show and then come back and watch this review. But this isn't like a very major spoiler or anything. So the way he becomes Spider-Man in this show, it's very odd because Doctor Strange appears. He appears for a couple of seconds. He appears, this Venom thing falls through a portal. Doctor Strange falls through the portal. Then when he manages to take the Venom thing back, like this spider just randomly falls through the portal, and I'm like, that was so strange. That was so random. Why a spider? Why that spider? You know, it's so random because you don't even know where it's coming from. It just, with its web, just dangled down through the portal and then whip. It was so weird and so random in my opinion. Let's also talk about, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the biggest thing that most people who watch this show are going to be talking about. The fact that this show has a lot of black characters. Now, this isn't a bad thing. Obviously, I personally, as a black person, don't mind seeing more black characters. But the way the show does it, every time the show just transitions to a different scene, it's like, oh my god, a black person! It's so in your face, it's not subtle. And personally, I don't like that, because you can definitely see like the show is trying to be like, look, more black characters. Yeah, the way the whole thing is written, or the way the whole thing is done, it's as if they're trying to subvert expectations of the viewer. For example, there's this part where Peter Parker sits with this guy who's like captain of the football team or quarterback or something, and then like this chemistry class, and football guy is also like a nerd and he seems very smart. So you see, you're subverting expectations in that the meathead jock, captain of the football team isn't just some meathead, big dude who's brainless. He's also very smart. So, and then obviously he's also black. There's also more subversion of the expectations where you get to see white thugs robbing one black person. Typically it would be the other way around. So you can definitely tell that the show is trying to do a lot of subversion, a lot of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusivity. That's what DEI stands for. And it can be quite annoying. Sometimes DEI is harmless, but when it's done too much and it's too in your face, sort of, I don't know, you can feel that the show is trying to make race more of an important theme than the story itself. Norman Osborn is in this show and he's a black guy.
My name is Norman Osborn.
Oh boy. I don't like that. I don't like it because some people just say, it's a fictitious character, who cares? But I don't like the race swapping of famous characters. You can create an alternate character, sort of like Miles Morales is black and then Peter Parker is white, so that's fine. But having a character we know be made black, I don't like it. I don't even care if it's an alternate universe. I don't know. So why is it that in the alternate universe, Aunt May is white, Doctor Strange is white, but why is Norman Osborn, one of the most black humans ever. I don't know. I found that to be very odd. I also liked the voice acting. I liked the characters. The guy who voice acts and plays Peter Parker, he's called Hudson Thames. That dude, his voice acting was pretty good to me, and he has that quirkiness, that quippiness that you'd expect from Spider-Man. He's kind of like the Tom Holland type Spider-Man, and I think even though I like the show, despite its, I'm sure some people will just say it's very woke. I liked it. However, I don't like the way the show keeps directing your focus towards race all the time. Like there's this one scene where you see the quarterback guy goes back to his house, and as he's walking, there's a part where some cop is like on the side of the road monitoring him, as if the show is trying to tell you that white policemen will always be suspicious of young black youth. And then also Peter Parker gets this internship with Norman Osborn, and he goes to work with some people, and one of them is missing an arm. So typically in DI, they also try to have a disabled character. This isn't a big deal, but for anyone who notices these things, it can be very distracting. One of the things that I really don't like about the show is that it just doesn't bring anything new to Spider-Man. I mean, I've read some comic books for Spider-Man from a long time ago, so the show doesn't really bring anything new or anything that I feel like people should rush to go and watch. Out of 10, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 because one, the whole race thing is very distracting. Two, you can definitely tell there are a lot of themes that are directed towards race, and they are sort of, I don't know, distracting. Number three is that it doesn't bring anything new to Spider-Man, at least for me, the first two episodes. And four, race swapping characters like Norman Osborn is just a no for me. As I said, I don't mind having an alternate version of a character, but having a character that I know who has always been white, then you make him this 50 Cent looking person is a no. So I give it a 6 out of 10. It's a decent show to watch, but it's not something that I would be telling people to rush and be very eager to go and see. Obviously, Disney has always tried to insert their politics and their ideologies and woke nonsense. So I can feel that they're doing that with this show, even if it's a bit covert. I can tell that they're doing that with this show. It doesn't bother me, but I'm sure it will bother other viewers. If you enjoyed my review, make sure to smash like and subscribe. I'm recording this on Feb 5th, so I'm sure there will be more episodes. Maybe the show will get better, I don't know. But for the first two episodes, those are just my thoughts. I'll see you in the next one.